Welcome back to Moody Makes. My name is Callie, and today we are going to be making a really delicious hummus recipe with a little bit of an autumnal twist, and that recipe is sweet potato hummus. So this recipe is absolutely incredible. It's creamy, it's airy, it is perfect for this time of the year now that sweet potatoes are almost in season. Sweet potatoes are in season towards the end of fall and through the winter months, and you are going to love it. And it is, of course, by no means authentic. However, it is delicious. And if you love this recipe, which you will, be sure to check out my traditional hummus recipe and my beet hummus recipe. I'll put the links for those videos and their recipes in the description box below, so go ahead and check that out, and let's get right into it. These are the ingredients that we are going to be using. I have some sweet potatoes, a little that I have roasted. I will provide the directions for how to roast them in the recipe, so check that out. I have some lemon juice, chickpeas that are drained, canned chickpeas that are drained, peeled. Be sure to peel the chickpeas. That is very important to make sure that this, or one of the things that is going to make this hummus really creamy. So it's a little bit tedious, but it's so easy to do. And you, of course, don't need to drive yourself crazy. You don't have to get every single chickpea peeled, but do the best that you can. It's worth it, and it does not take a lot of time. I have a couple cloves of garlic here. I have some spices. I have some cumin, paprika, and a little bit of cayenne. So the cayenne is optional. However, I like using it because I don't want this hummus to be sweet. Sweet potatoes are, of course, a little bit sweet, and I want this to be very savory, so it's going to cut some of the sweetness, and it also just adds really good flavor. You don't have to use it if you don't add it. I mean, it's still not going to be sweet, but it does kind of help to even minimize as much sweetness as we can. I have some extra virgin olive oil, salt, tahini, a little bit of water, and that's it. So let's get right into it. What we're gonna do is literally just add all of our ingredients to a food processor or a blender. Whatever you have will do the trick. So just add them right on in. The only ingredient that we're gonna hold off on adding is the water. We're gonna add that in at the end. So just add everything now. We might add a splash of the water actually, just to kind of get everything going in the blender. But yeah, this recipe is truly so simple to make, and I absolutely love it. I love hummus. I said in my hummus recipe that I used to work at a Lebanese restaurant in Chicago, and they just had the best hummus ever. It was so creamy, it was so airy, it was very authentic, and you know, ever since, whenever I have hummus, I have very high standards, so you are gonna love this recipe. And I do want to point out that if you're like a little unsure of, you know, sweet potatoes and hummus, how that's gonna taste, the sweet potato is very mild in this recipe. This tastes very similar to just a traditional hummus. So I think that's a plus, and I hope you do as well. So in goes in the tahini, and we are just going to blend this up until it's nice and creamy. And then once it's all creamy and combined, that's when we're gonna add the water in. And I usually add around a third of a cup of the water into the hummus. But you know, add a little bit at a time, because you of course don't want to make this too watery, which you shouldn't with a third of a cup. But if you want it a little creamier, add a little bit more water. If it's perfect the way it is before you get to a third of the cup, leave it as it is, okay? So I'm gonna blend this up. Oh, I forgot about the lemon. I'm gonna add the lemon juice, and then I will show you what it looks like, and I'll let you know exactly how much water I use. Okay, so we are back. Here I have my hummus that is absolutely delicious. It is so creamy, and by the way, I added about 2/3 cup of water. I think earlier I said a third cup. 2/3 is the way to go, and of course, if you want it a little creamier, add a little bit more. So next I'm gonna show you, because I'm gonna give you a close-up, just how creamy and airy and absolutely amazing this sweet potato hummus really is. Okay, so for the full written recipe, head to my blog, moodymakesrecipes.com. I'll put the link for that in the description box below. Click on the link, the recipe will come right up, and make this sweet potato hummus. I promise you're gonna love it, and let me know what you think, because I love to hear from you. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.